Well, hi there. Okay, this is the lunar eclipse that is going to take place in September 2024. And think the lunar eclipse, um, the chart has already, I I think, yeah, I've already released that one. And this is to get a better picture and basically a follow up on the solar return charts, and this should confirm it. And so that's why I'm making this. It's a lunar eclipse on Joe Biden's chart. How is that lunar eclipse going to affect him? Okay, so the lunar eclipse takes place in his fourth house, which is his home and his family. So it opposes the sun in the 10th house and squares Jupiter in the 7th house, which squares the sun, which happens to be in the 10th house. So the lunar eclipse, however, trines the sun, Venus, and Mercury in the 12th house, which is really good. Mercury is the ruler of his career, destiny, and success. So the eclipse also trines his natal Jupiter, the ruler of the first house. And this Jupiter is exalted, and this Jupiter is Joe Biden. He is in a grand water trine. It means it's emotionally fulfilling, whatever that lunar eclipse brings him. And we are going to look at Mars next because it is in its fall by sign and in a critical situation. So Mars, I think, is his child, his son, who is going through what Donald Trump is going through, the court system. I guess he did something and he's on trial or something like that. I think that stuff started back when Trump was the president. So, wow, the legal process takes that long to get to the court? Well, I guess it does. So the chart does not harm. In other words, this chart is not harming Biden. In fact, it's kind of good for him, for his natal chart. Now, on the outside, it's a different story because there's a lot of stuff going on that is kind of unbelievable, and it's the solar eclipse. Well, it's a full moon, and this time it doesn't have it's really just the full moon. No, it's not just a full moon. It is more magnified than the ordinary full moon because the the nodes are not there. And for it to be like a destined thing, you want the nodes to be there, but it's not. So it's just one of those things, like a big flash and something that that the public sees, hears. But there's because don't forget that it's in Pisces, so you it, it can be sinister. So you do have to take that into consideration. So this chart looks very good, as I said. However, it's a lunar eclipse in Pisces, so somewhat sinister in the air. Something is in the air. So whatever it is, it's happening around him. If you watched my lunar eclipse video, you'll see what I mean. No matter how good it is, there is something misfortunate about Pisces lumination. Pisces is about secrets, spying, seclusion, isolation, imprisonment, amongst other things. So it does look like a winning chart. However, the eclipse does not include the node. It's a faded matter. So it's just an amplified full moon. So restrain yourself, people. And then another thing I like to add is that this same lunar eclipse is not a friendly one for Trump on the surface. And yes, everything in the surface, it's very, very amplified, and it really doesn't tell you anything because there's something underneath that you're not seeing or the public is not really seeing. So if you look at their solar return charts, that's why I did the solar return charts first. Both candidates are not in a good place. It has nothing to do with the candidates. They just happen to run for office at a less desirable time. So this is what makes astrology interesting. So we seem to be mirroring what's happening to the planets. So even the president can't change the course of the time by changing the election date to a better time. The next video is the final showdown, which is going to be the solar eclipse in 10 degrees Libra. And there we have the South Node conjuncting it. So it's kind of a fated thing. So, and as I go along, you can see things unfolding. And as I mentioned in the first solar return chart video, which I titled, Will Biden Win? It looks like he is, but there is a twist, and I mentioned that in that video, that there is a twist. One thing I am baffled about, is he moving or is he staying? Is he moving out or is he staying? Or maybe he's selling his own property, not moving out of the White House. That's the part that I'm not sure about. But there's some kind of moving that's going on. So tell me what your take is on this chart. This is an advanced astrology channel, so I welcome advanced astrologers to read, or I'm looking for your analysis. So what's interesting is that they both possess beautiful natal charts. They are the ones who will lead. And look at their charts. They're just really beautiful. They make decisions for the country, and yet some win and some lose. There are good times, there are bad times. So rest of us just follow. So if you're planning to have a baby, select a good date. And I am posting a monthly election calendar of best days. And there are some of us who believe it is a better it's better to execute or start matters on the best days. So that means selecting the day and time when matters go well, given constraints such as hard planetary aspects. Okay, so as I going along, you'll see, is he going to win or not? It looks like he is winning, except I'm stuck on that one thing. And I think it will be revealed on the solar eclipse. That's going to be the judgment day or the showdown, I guess. Well, anyway, that's it for today. And I'll talk to you on that solar